guys already know the earth is flat, I have a feeling.
We don't necessarily feel the earth is flat in the same way that I feel like some people do. I've watched some of your stuff, so I don't know how in depth it goes, but I feel the points that we can like meet in terms of we do feel that there are many multi-dimensional flat planes stacked on top of one another.
I'm with you 100%. It's just not a spinning globe flying through a space vacuum.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
So
That's
love
it.
to hear your feelings and thoughts on that, and I feel we can kind of
All right. How long are we going for?
this is a 30-minute.
Beautiful. All right. Fire in the hole.
All right. So, what is your feeling on how you would integrate the flat Earth theory with the multi-dimensional planes that are essentially flat that stack on top of one another? Because that's ultimately how we see the entire Earth as a conscious being melding together.
Yeah, so we live in not the solar system, which is the soul lure system where they're trying to steal your soul. We live in I kind of look at it as like a toroidal field, and we live on this earth plane, hills and valleys. So don't anyone that gets stuck on, flat. Yes, there's hills and valleys. And there's different densities of realms above us. I think the heavenly realm is right in our sight, right where the clouds are. Okay. Water holds knowledge, right? What do we know about, about heaven? It's a non-physical place, right? Well, look at clouds when chemtrails haven't destroyed them. And look at the sharp edges they have and how they morph around. Like, why is there a sharp edge? Why is it? Why do they do what they do? Why do they, it's right there in front of us. So that's perhaps a non-physical realm. What's above that? What's above that? The creator is above that. Who knows? And then there's more dense realms below us.
How do you feel about inner Earth?
Well, inner Earth is, I believe that there are more dense realms below us, but it's not a hollow ball. When you say inner Earth, they came up with the hollow Earth theory just to put you in another prison. The ball is a prison for your mind. We live on this extended plane, multi-dimensional plane, and there are no limits. A ball is a prison. It's a prison for your mind. It limits who you are. It limits what you think it can exist. It puts you in shortage. It makes you nihilistic. It's satanic. So
yeah, we definitely don't feel the earth is hollow. In fact, we feel that there is an entire other dimensional planes within the inner.
So about the deepest hole ever dug, the Great Borehole in Russia?
I've heard about it.
Yeah, so the deepest hole ever dug it's called something like the Great Borehole in Russia. It's short of 8 miles, like 7.5 to just under 8 miles, where they got to a point where they couldn't dig any farther. Right? This might not actually be the Great Borehole, but something that looks like this. It's gigantic. It goes down, and then they hit an impenetrable barrier. Can't blow it up. Can't drill through it. Nothing. Right? Impenetrable barrier, kind of like maybe the barrier that's above us, and science will tell us, here's the earth and the kind of molten magnetic core. That's like military intelligence. It makes no sense, right? You can't have molten metal magnetism. You heat up a magnet, it loses its magnetism. But when they drilled through the 7.5 miles, they were using ground penetrating radar to see what they're going to hit. And they were wrong every step of the way. It was useless. No more water, hit water. No more rocks, hit rocks, whatever it was. That's like drilling halfway through the skin of an apple, getting it wrong, and then saying, oh, I know it's in the core 4,000 miles farther, right? So it's all pseudoscience. So what's below us? I have no idea. We know that there's tunnels all across the country. We know that there's buildings underneath buildings. Like our Capitol building has a whole nother building below it. Okay. That could just be the same dimension, the mud flooded and it's there. But what's below that? I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. It's fascinating though.
It is fascinating. What is your view? Because I mean, obviously, well, not obviously, but we heavily focus on the ascension process, and a lot of people don't integrate with that or believe in it. But basically the melding between the fifth dimension and the third dimension of where we are, and how do you feel about that, or is it something that you've studied in terms of the dimensional planes?
I'm with you. I feel that this is a school that we chose to be here at this time. We have, our soul, which is the currency of this world, and we're here to expand the mind of the creator. And that our job here is to maintain control of our soul and to learn and to expand the mind of the creator. I'll use that word because it's not doesn't segregate anybody. And um and if you fail, maybe you come back again. Or if you don't fail, maybe you come back again. I'm not sure which one it is, but it has to do with what you're learning here. And then when you're ready, you ascend to the next level and you make it through. You can kind of look like it at look at it like a video game, right? But I don't say we're in a video game. That's not it at all. We're in a puzzle, if you will, and we're trying to raise up. Most people believe that we are at the pinnacle of civilization. We are literally one step from becoming the movie Idiocracy.
Okay,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah. And there was an advanced civilization here in the 1800s called Tataria. Are you guys familiar with that?
No.
Yeah. So Tataria, just an advanced civilization. The buildings that they built, the storylines of the buildings that are still here are ridiculous. Like there's these amazing palaces and stuff that we couldn't build today, but they built it when they had horses and buggies in the middle of nowhere on the tops of these hills. It's like it's all nonsense. And that free energy technology, but something happened, some cataclysm, man-made, God-made, don't know what it was, but it wiped out civilization, and the people that survived know the truth, and the evil ones took over this realm where we are, this section of the realm. So you're familiar with the layout of the flat earth, right? That we live in the Antarctic basin, and all of the islands, the continents are surrounded by water, but the container of the water is Antarctica. Antarctica is the highest land on earth. So it's the container of the water. Now, what's out here in our realm? What's out in the outer space? Maybe there's more land, extra territory, but all this is still all on our three-dimensional earth plane. We just have different energies in different areas. I believe there's more advanced civilizations out here. They moved outwards. Civilization flowed outwards. The Mayas, the Incas, all of these civilizations, they moved outwards with the floods. So what another way to look at it is, there's some new research out, and I'll show you where to find this. It's fascinating. You guys, it will tie right into everything that you guys are into. This is a reversed image of the moon, and this guy laid it out, and he showed that all the continents are shown on part of the moon. So this green area is our known world. The outer white line is the shoreline of our world, and everything outside of that we call Antarctica. Right here is our North Pole, and our North Pole is migrating around this bigger center pole, and it takes it's called a great year, like 25,000 years. So every 2,160 years, we move 15 degrees. So we will be moving. Our entire world will be moving, and then if I'm right, if it's going this way, then this will become ice age, then this will become ice age, then this will become ice age, and then it comes all the way around. That's why you go to Antarctica, and they're finding stuff underneath the ice that was populated. It was a tropical area at one time, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I
So
mean, we definitely like, because of the precession of the equinox, what you're talking about, the every 25,000 years or so, and
there it is.
age of Aquarius. And I definitely could resonate and feel that we shift into a different dimensional plane with that.
Very possible. The there's the people that live in the outer lands. It's a whole different thing, and beyond Antarctica, I don't know what it's like. I'm open to all of it, and you know what, I don't think any of us do, unless we can kind of speculate and bring evidence together and be like, wow, yeah, that's it. But we all know we don't live on a spinning ball flying through a space vacuum, because that's just impossible.
What's your feeling on the poles shifts?
There's only one pole. We only have a North Pole. So I'm not a fan of the pole shifts. Now, this is the pole shift. The pole is moving. Our pole every 25,000 years goes all the way around. And the sun and the moon circle around the pole, around the North Pole. And so the sun melts out our puddle. So as this circle here moves around this frozen plane, the puddle moves with it. It just melts the puddle. So one side of Antarctica will be melting, while the other side will be encroaching.
Yeah, I guess it's an interesting view on what they cry about climate change all the time, which we've said on our show
Nonsense.
many times. It's creation moving. You can't control it, and
Yes. And yes, we should take care of pollution and stuff, but they're ignoring that. It's like, imagine I get 10 bucking Broncos and bring them into a china shop. And then there's a 4-year-old kid that's looking at some glass object. Watch out for that kid. Watch out for that kid. That's climate change, right? The kid is man-made climate change, and the bucking Broncos are what they're doing in our skies. You know?
yeah, totally. And I know obviously you've done like extensive research. If there was like anything you wanted to share as a whole, like a whole idea or feeling about how to explain to people that Earth is not what you think it is.
Yeah, and here's the thing: people that laugh at it, I challenge them. I'm offering an reward for three bitcoins. It's like 100 grand, over 100 grand for one proof of the globe. And so people are like, you're stupid. I'm like, then collect your money. And here's the challenge I have. I have an app. I created an app because all of this information is being censored. You Google flat Earth, you might as well Google how do I become a glober for life, because they're just going to feed you complete and total nonsense, right? Complete and total nonsense. So this is called the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. And by the way, I had my own very successful large company. I walked away from it all to do this, because if we ever get our freedoms back with all the nonsense that's going on in the world, that we won't keep it for long, because the people that are running this place know the truth of our world. So what I tell people is, get the app. It shows you how the sun and the moon go around our plane. That's our sun migrates in between those two yellow lines. The inner one is the Tropic of Cancer. The outer one is the Tropic of Capricorn. And that's melts out our pond. And out here in Antarctica, out here, the sun never gets close enough. It only gets to here, to the outer yellow line. And so that's why it's not melted. Okay. And so when the sun's out over Capricorn, I can push it forward to December, and now it's over Capricorn. Australia would be having its summer. South America is having its summer because the sun is over them and it's far away from us. You're in the United States. Yeah. So it's far away from you, but 6 months later, the sun migrates all the way back into the Tropic of Cancer, and then the inner north has its summer. Right? So without getting into all the technical details, every day there's a new video here. I say, just watch the video every day for 2 weeks, and then you too will lose the respect of your family and friends, because you will be a flat earther. All right. But if you're not, hit this question mark button, and up comes videos that you will have a very tough time finding on YouTube. What about seasons? Hey, what about eclipses? If I click what about eclipses, up comes a playlist of videos that Google doesn't want you to see. Because if you see these, you'll understand what the heck is going on, right?
Yeah.
So the app has tons of information. Like our interview will be here under interviews, DITRH interviews. That's me. And tons of stuff. But if you're looking for one long video, right here in the middle, the lost history of flat Earth, I tell people to look at it like, oh, wait a minute, that first video in the series is 5 hours. I'm not watching a 5-hour video. And I say it's 7 parts. Just watch 10 minutes and then watch 10 more minutes and then just watch part 1. And what happens is, if you make it through the first or second 10 minutes, you don't turn it off. You just watch the whole thing. And I've watched it 4 times it will open your eyes up to so many things. Also, book resources, amazing stuff if you're a book reader rather than videos. One of my favorites is 16 Emergency Landings That Prove Flat Earth. absolutely proves flat Earth by when there's an emergency landing. Um, Tons of other stuff, different languages. Um, I got resources with images. Like people like, well, what about we went to the moon? Look at this. We went to the moon in that paper mache,
It's literally tinfoil.
tinfoil, curtain rods. This is what we went to, and wait, and that thing's gonna take off and go meet up with the orbiter. Okay. With two grown men wearing diapers in there. Okay. Look at this. Look at this garbage.
That's one of the best photos of all time. We said the same thing. They were saying how there was a supposed live stream of the moon landings, and we were like, they didn't even have fucking cell phones. They went live on the moon.
Wait, so talk about that. They talk about every time we bust them, they move. I call it moving the globe post. Buzz Aldrin just the other day was on Conan O'Brien, and Conan's going, this is all scripted. And Conan goes, you know, I loved it when I was a kid. I watched you land on the moon live. And he goes, no, you didn't. Buzz Aldrin goes, no, you didn't. And I go, he goes, what do you mean? He goes, you didn't. We didn't have TV cameras. You watched animation. That's what he just said. Because everyone's been analyzing the footage so much, they're realizing it's not real. So now they're moving the globe post. They're like, oh, no, we just showed you animation because we couldn't, you know, but, you know, it's unbelievable what they do. We constantly bust them. And then they move what I call move the globe post again. Yeah. So
very interesting stuff. We'll definitely take a look at that app. For us and what our focus is too on just a lot of the energies. And I love all perspectives. We love all perspectives because I feel biggest thing is like, no matter what, there's an aspect to every perspective that is going to birth the illusionary belief systems of humanity. And that's what matters.
Absolutely. And so what I say is, you know, the heliocentric, sinister trick, soul lure system, they're literally trying to steal the currency of our world, which is souls, not money. And they want to take away your divinity. They want you to believe that you evolved from pond scum. You're flying through an infinite universe on a speck of trillions and trillions and trillions of specks. An asteroid could take you out at any moment. Shortage of resources. You're insignificant. You're powerless, and you give your power away. They want you to believe that. When the truth is, we are at the center of creation. We are special. We are powerful. We are spiritual beings here, and that our thoughts create our reality. Everything you girls have in your life is because of the way that you think, the things that you have attracted into your life. The universe, one verse, is trying to conspire to give you everything you think of, whether it's good or bad. If you're thinking it, you are drawing it to you. And they don't want you to know that that's how this world works, because then they're done. Let's say this video goes viral tonight. 8 billion people watch it, which means some people watch it twice. Okay. And everyone's like, hey, you know, those guys are making a point. Dave's got a good point there. Let's just ignore the governments. The only power the governments have is in your imagination, right? Turn off the news, turn off the government, and they're gone. They don't exist anymore. And then we have our world back. But right now, the bankers are running this world, the royal families, and they run it with imaginary money. Money is useless. And money's not useless because everyone believes. Like if I came to you and said, hey, will you sell me a crystal for $20? You're like, yeah, I'll give you this crystal for $20 because that $20 will get you guys a couple sandwiches later when you're hungry. But if everyone realizes it's nonsense, we need our own money system, and we need to ignore them. And that's why I'm a big fan of cryptocurrency, not government cryptocurrency, privacy cryptocurrencies. And then we destroy the banks. They're done. They're done. Governments are done, and the world becomes free. And that's just here. And then people can realize who they are, connect with nature, and ascend.
Exactly. I've never heard actually anyone but us say that the earth was the center of the universe. So I'm glad you said that because it is true. And not in the way that I feel the collective's gone into a bit of like arrogance or self-importance to think that it's all about us and we're the only living species, but we are in fact the center of the universe. Just
so the question is, what is beyond us? Maybe there's, you know, we're here in the center dome. Maybe there's other domes out here. Maybe there's other puddles all across. Maybe there's 10 of them or 10 gazillion of them. Okay. Or maybe we're the only one. or, but the earth is the basement of the universe. We live in the Antarctic puddle. We live in a pond, in a lake. That's it. Large bodies of water at rest lay flat. We can test that. Water doesn't curve. Yes, a drop of water curves. Anything bigger than a bucket at rest lays flat, period. So it's fascinating. And here's how we end the flat earth debate. And then I'll let you guys go, I guess. They tell us Antarctica is 12,000 miles around at the bottom of a spinning ball. Okay. All we got to do is get 2 airplanes, go to the base in Antarctica. You guys come on, I go on. We get Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nye, the lion guy with the bow tie. We get some Globers on, and one plane, we fly about just offshore, about 1,000 feet in the air, and we follow the coast all the way around. And we get the other plane going this way at the same time. About 9 hours later, they should meet over here. It's like 12, 13,000 miles. They should meet here. But it won't happen, because it can't happen, because they'll never do it, because you can't do it. The last person to try to do it was Captain Cook, and he went over 60 to 70,000 miles trying to circumnavigate Antarctica. Well, the equator is right here, and that's 24,000 miles. So if the earth was a ball, it gets smaller towards the bottom of the ball. It should be 12,000, 60 to 70,000 miles. Okay? That right there proves the globe is a lie. They're stealing your soul. They're taking away your divinity. And I believe this world is super, like, why don't they just kill us? Because they can't. They can't break our free will.
Yeah.
They can trick us as long as they show us the trick. So they tell us what they're doing. They're not allowed to put a bear trap in the woods buried under leaves without putting a sign up going, hey, there's a bear trap in there. So they tell us everything. And people are failing the intelligence test. Many of them are, but many are waking up. Like 6 years ago when I started this, you mentioned flat earth, you get laughed at, pointed at, poked at. It's just ridiculous. And then now you mentioned flat earth to go, hey, I've heard something about that. I got some questions. Beautiful. Let's have them. Let's have that discussion. And so people are waking up. And once people do, once everyone wakes up to flat earth, or just the right number to tip the place, the whole world will change. So the elite are going to do everything they can to stop this information from getting out. People are like, well, why aren't you off the YouTube right now? Because if they got rid of us quickly, that would be even more noticeable. And maybe it has something to do with our free will. So we'll see how long we last.
Yeah. Well, we just got to keep going. We totally agree. Like, everybody's own divinity has to realize that the evil, the dark ones, the cabal, whatever people want to call them, they actually need humanity, because humanity are the co-creators with the creator. But they cannot create, so they can only hijack consciousness. It's the only thing they can do. And the second you break out, like you said, the illusion dies, and we could enter utopia in a year from now.
So I assume, without saying any words that will get us flagged, I assume you guys are awake and aware.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you like my shirt? In the t-shirt shop in the App Store, you can have it there. And I just created this new one, and I like it.
I love it. That's awesome.
I love it. That's great. Keep them coming.
That's a good one. Nice.
Yeah. So I encourage anyone, get the app. It's buying me a half of a beer. Okay. It's how I support myself, but it's better than that. Just don't buy the app. Go read the reviews. Okay. Because the reviews are it's the highest rated app in the App Store and in Google Play. And everyone loves it. And people are just thanking me for changing their lives. Everyone that becomes a flat earther, even when they hated it at first, they're like, my life has gotten so much better. Spiritually, you lift up. I mean, you guys meditate, right? I assume.
Yeah.
So meditate on all of the motions of the helio-sinister trick model, and you're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour, chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour, and the whole system's moving sideways at over 1,000,000 miles per hour. And you'll get nauseous. You'll have a horrible time. Then shake it off, get a drink of water, come back, and then imagine yourself sitting on the foundation of the universe, the center of creation, where all of the luminaries in the sky are circling around you in perfect order. Your spirit immediately lifts, and you ascend somewhat right there, just by imagining that, because your soul goes, they're onto it. They're getting it. They're getting it. And your soul will lift your spirits. Yeah. So just real quick, this is the hypersonic sled, 8.6, Mach 8.6. Ready? Watch carefully. Did you see it? Okay, one more time. We're orbiting the sun 10 times faster than this.
Wow.
We're chasing the sun 90 times faster than that. Okay, in these elliptical orbits, but somehow with all of that speed and motion and craziness, we have lakes that look like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Now back to my original statement. Do you guys know anything dumber than the heliocentric solar system?
Yeah.
So stupid.
There's nothing more stupid than it. And that's the funny thing. Everything's inverted. You know how they have us worshiping opposites and everything? They say flat earth is stupid and there's a million proofs for the globe. Opposite is true. Globe earth is the dumbest thing on earth and there's a million proofs of flat earth.
The truth is always the flip of whatever they tell you, but that is fascinating. And thank you for sharing all of that. We know a lot of people who are super interested in that and just the dimensional planes and that I love that you tie it all in, and it's not just to it's not devoid of the spiritual aspect. I appreciate that because
this is the most spiritual topic of all time. It's to hide our spirituality. Why the lie? They're hiding, besides hiding more land and freedom and free energy, they're hiding who we are. They're hiding our spirit, our divine creation. They're hiding the creator. They're hiding everything. They want us to believe that we just evolved from pond scum and we're here and we die, we're worm meat. That is the dumbest thing ever. Okay. That's so dumb.
You're awesome.
That was great. You're awesome, dude. Thank you so much.
You can find me if you forget the horribly long name of my app. Okay. But there's a long story behind it. Just go to flatearthdave.com, flatearthdave.com. And that's my website. And you'll see links to the app right there. Just go read the reviews in the app. Read the reviews, because I don't think there's a single person that read the reviews that didn't buy the app. And just real quick, the app's $3. There is a pop-up that says, would you like to subscribe for 99 cents? Do not subscribe unless you want to, of course. You still get everything. Pops up, exit out immediately. It's gone. Only shows up once a day. Okay. And you still get everything as of now.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Have a good day.
Have a great day.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.